Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
it
hear you now.
started.
Great.
Thank you very much, Karen, and welcome to Madeline and Liana. So, to start with, I would like to start this meeting with starting with the for a few minutes we will be discussing. We'll start with the process first, and then we go into the statistics forms. So that is easy to know where to start, so that it's easy to know first the process and then to the form. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Now I start with the present process that we followed till 2014. The process was, once we upload the forms, the final forms for 2014, we had informed you, the regional officers and the country coordination officers, so that you would download the forms from the Navision and send it to the partners. And the partners would fill in the forms and send it back to you. You will have a first check and send it back to me after your checking. This was the process flow. Now there is only a small change. The first steps would be the same, that once we are ready with the forms and in the Navision it has been uploaded and tested, I will inform the regional officers and the country coordination officers, contact people, so that they can download the forms and you can send it to the partners. And the partners, in return, when you are sending to the partners, you need to inform them. As you know, there is a new centralized email statistics email ID is being created, and this is cbm.statistics@cbm.org. That details, the whole details will be sent to you in a separate email. Just for your information on the process flow, I am explaining it to you a little bit in brief. So once you are sending it to the partners, the forms, you can inform them, they can fill the forms and return it back to this centralized email ID, so that if you require, you can have even a CC copy to the concerned PO, so that he also gets a CC copy. And the subject line of the email should be country-project number. For example, it may be Zambia-2742 BMZ-MYP. If it is, it should be the same project number what is mentioned in the statistics form. Before that, it should be, the country name should be mentioned. This is just to ease to ease the for us to know from which region or which country it is coming, the email is coming. What we do for this centralized, once this is centralized email, it is already created. What we will be doing is, we will be giving access to all the concerned statistics contact people for all the regions. And at IO, me, Karen and Rolf will be having the access to this email ID. In this email ID, what we will be doing, we will be creating subfolders for each region, so that whenever statistics forms arrives from the partner to this email ID, we'll put it into the respective subfolders of the region, so that it is easy for you to also look into the relevant emails or the forms relating to your region, so there is no mix-up with the emails. That is the first step. Second, before 30th, most probably in this week we'll be informing you to download and send it to the partners. Once we inform you before 30th, we request you to kindly send it to the new forms to the partners, so that they can send it back to this email ID as soon as possible, or latest by 15th January 2016. This 15th January 2016. And once it arrives at the statistics email ID, what I do, I will just check. I will be doing only the technical part check and not the data validation. Once, if the technical part is okay, I'll just upload it into the Navision, and you can confirm it till 30th January 2016. For example, if you send the statistics by 30th November, and the projects want to send it back to this centralized email ID before the closing date. It may be by 20th December they want to send the statistics form back to this email ID, and if they want to revise the figures, they can still do till 15th January 2016 if there is any revision, or if you find there is revision in the statistics form, you can just check with the partners and send us the finalized statistics before 30th January. Are you clear till now, or is there any questions?
Sorry, Venkatesh, can I just confirm that quickly? So you will let us know when we can download from NAV.
Yeah.
We send to the partners. The partners fill in. They then send it back to the centralized email.
Yeah.
So we don't get to see that.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Then you do.
The 1 second.
Okay.
If they will send it to the centralized email ID. If you want, you can have a CC copy. You can request a CC copy to the concerned PO, or what you can do, because you will be having the access to this centralized email ID, you can just go to that email ID and look at your look at the stats form what has come in. There are two options.
Okay, so it's so we can just for us to follow up on who we have received and who not, we can go to the centralized.
Yeah.
That would be easier, I guess.
Yeah. What I will be also doing is, apart from that, what I will be doing is, just a second, I'll just show you Excel. Just give me a moment. Can you see an Excel with the table?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So this Excel consists of two worksheets. One is, for the first worksheet is the overview, and the second worksheet will be the project count. Here you can just select your region. I just select Africa South. Okay. So for example, let us say that this 310 has sent me the email on 25th December, something like that. Yes. Just for okay, and I have done the technical check. This Excel form will be maintained by me, and you need not do anything about this one. And I would also import this one if it is okay. And I would receive another on 20th, on 20th December, I would also receive say this project statistic is not necessary from your end, just for an example, and you can give your comment why it is not necessary. You can just give it. So you have to, and what I do, I just upload your comments here on the given date, and I just click so you can see from Africa South, 2 projects have been received and 49 are pending.
Yeah, this seems easier than having us in CC, and no, this is easier. Just quickly, when you do the technical check, okay, and you're happy, it goes into NAV. It gets imported, and it's there. Okay, and then if we see,
I can replace it till 30th January. You have the chance to discuss with the partners and send me a revised statistics. Whenever you send me a revised statistics, I'll be replacing the old one.
Okay, so we go into NAV and we can check everything there then.
What you mean to say, statistics?
Yes, the specifics say I want to see the statistics for 310.
Okay.
Must I wait till you uploaded it into NAV and then I can go and have a look?
Yeah, that is one option. The second option is, you can, even as you will be having the access to this centralized email ID, you can just go to your AFS folder and you can also see the file there.
Okay.
Which has been the email sent from the partner.
From the partner, yeah. Okay.
So that you can,
just for me to have a clear picture.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. And what I'll be doing is, I'll be regularly updating this Excel as soon in 1 day or 2 days. I'll be sending it as an email attachment to all the concerned people, contact people from the centralized email, so that you will be aware every 2-3 days what is the present status of the statistics received. Okay, and once in a week I'll also upload this on the SharePoint for others to have a look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay, fine.
Yes. I mean, I just want to add, we still want the regional office and the country offices to endorse their data. But I mean, as soon if you have a look and you go through and see, okay, this is perfect, this is okay, you can just send us a note to also to this central statistics email we said, right?
Yeah.
Venkatesh.
Yeah.
And you say this is okay, or you have had a list of projects that you looked at, and then you just write an email to the statistics email. I had a look at
this project
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is endorsed. So Venkatesh will put endorsed.
Yeah. Once you just for an example, once it is endorsed, I'll just put your once for example 310 is endorsed, I just put it as S once it is endorsed, and it will be reflected in this overview also, so that you know how many projects, how many received, how many technically okay, how many imported, how many not necessary, how many endorsed, and how many pending.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just that I'm now thinking, because how our region work is, it should actually first come from the country office, be endorsed by them, and come to us. So this means we will have to go to the centralized email, send it to the country office, get the endorsement, and then let you know.
Yeah, and even they can directly send it. I think if they can directly endorse, but at least we require an endorsement from the regional office or the country coordination offices. That's what we require from your end, if the data is correct.
Yeah. So if maybe that would work better for us if it is sent to the central email address from the country office. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Or must it be from the partner?
Yeah. No. The partner will send.
Okay.
The partner will send the first statistics, right? And if I will do the technical check, and if I'm okay with the technical check, I'll import it, and parallelly you can check the data, because it will be in the centralized email. You can download it from the centralized email and you can check the data. If you are okay, you can just say this is okay, and I just take it as an endorsement from your end. And if it is not okay, you write back to the partner saying that.
Venkatesh, the question is, do the people on your contact list, do you also have the people from the country office? That's what you're saying, Liana, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because they have to endorse their data. You don't double endorse.
Yeah.
So they
we don't double endorse.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
In the contact list, you had given your name only, right? I just need to check. Yeah, then it will be only you who will be having the access. If you want the access for the country coordination officers with their email ID and the name, you can send it to me, so that I'll quickly upload that into the Excel, and I'll ask our IT people to give the access to those people also.
Okay, I'll do that because we need their endorsement. We don't endorse a region, so that just makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Contact list.
Anything else?
Country offices. All right. No, that's all from me for now.
Yes, Liana, you have anything else to say?
No.
Okay. Then fine. Then I would just show another screen. This was the statistics form which you are using from in the past years, which had 9 different worksheets with 500 different codes. Now what we have is just one statistics form with one worksheet, with a reduced one. You can see the new form?
Yes.
Okay. Just a second. Yeah, Marlene, can you also see? Hello?
I can see, yes.
Okay, fine.
Hello, I can see, yes.
Okay. This form here, there is no much deviation from the previous form. We have taken most of the things from the previous form, so that it will make easy for the partners. And we have checked with the MAs, the advisors, and the management, and we have taken only the must-haves, only those questions, and not everything. so that we concentrate on only on the must-haves in this statistics form. I will go by section so that it's easy for you to understand. So the project year, sub-project number, and the sub-project name, these first 4 rows or 5 rows are the same what we had in the previous form. The one thing is the sub-project number and the sub-project name was existing even in the previous form, and I just wanted to give you a short information on this sub-project number and the sub-project name usage, because this is not much used by many of the regions. This sub-project number, if you see, one more advantage what we have made in this form is, if you click on any cell, a message pops up as the background image, as the background information related to that cell, so that you can read that and fill in that required information into that. So it is easy that you need not go back to the guidelines every time, so that you just click on that and you see what needs to be entered and what that cell refers to. Okay, fine.
And it's easy to move away,
and you can
it doesn't disturb you.
Yeah, you can just move it wherever you want, so that it doesn't disturb you while filling. Fine. This sub-project number, this sub-project, for example, you have, let us say that, let us take have an example 2742 BMZ MYP. This would be the form. If you download the form for 2742 BMZ MYP, this will be the form that will be downloaded, but it will be protected. This version is not protected, just for you to let you know if there is any clarification. This is not protected sheet which I'm showing, but this will be protected, where the partners can enter only the LO cells and they can't alter any of the cell, just for your information. This sub-project number.
Very welcome.
Okay. This sub-project number, for example, this 2742 is working in 4 places, say A, B, C, D places, and they want to report the statistics according to A, B, C, D. What you can do is, you can just align 0, 1, just click on the scroll down and click here, just click it as A and file, save as. This will be 1, -1. You can just save it on your desktop or wherever you are saving. Okay, next you want to make it for 2, just 2 place B. Like this you can enter how many ever you want and just save it, and they can fill in the data only related to that place or that district or that unit, and they can send all the 4 different statistics from, but with the same project number. What the Navision does is, it uploads all the 4 statistics form. The advantage is you can see the disaggregate data as per the places, also the consolidated data for this whole project number. This is the main advantage of using this sub-project number, where the project need not, or the regional office or the country coordination office need not manually do this job of consolidating the data from different places. What the project is doing can be sent differently, but they have to make sure that if you are using 02 number for place B, then in the next coming years or the next quarters, it should be in the 02 should be allocated only to B and not A, so that you can compare it for B. Yeah, any questions?
No.
Okay,
that's
fine.
quite clear.
Okay, then fine. Then we come to the next section. This columns D, E, F, G, H and I. These were the same columns what we had in our previous form, and the addition is from K to Q. We will let you know what is the advantage of adding, why we have added this column, especially column Q. This column Q is given for adding any comments. For example, if they want to give any comments for this code, they can just go to this code and they can just give their comments whatever they want. So that the advantage is this comments also gets imported into the nav. and also it will be taken for our target analysis. And if the regional office wants to know, for example, how many projects have given the comments for this code ST001, that is possible. We can get you a data out. You can give you a report how many projects have given a comments on this code. Is it clear on column Q?
Yeah, that's quite clear.
Yeah.
Just quickly, does column Q also have a restricted amount of characters?
As of now, we have not made. No, we have, as of now, we have not restricted. And the only thing is, they should not merge the cells like this. They should not merge the cells and give the comments, because if it is merged, then the Navision doesn't know to which code the comments belong. That is the only thing.
Yeah, so they can just keep on typing till they're done.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay.
What we request is, let it be as short as possible and as straightforward as possible. Because if they are telling
yeah, but you know the project.
yeah, but there is no restriction as of now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It will probably disfigure the document a bit, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I mean, the cell will grow a bit bigger or bolder, or how you say this, but it doesn't matter. It will be uploaded. Yeah, but they shouldn't put the story of their life in there.
Yeah, that's
I will tell them.
Yeah. Okay. Next we go by section by section. Okay. Okay. So the first two sections, that is, please indicate the main focus of your project and type of impairment of disability. That is column is row number 15 to 41. These two sections are the bridges for your previous data. For example, you see here vision, eye, physical, education, CBR, CMH, livelihood, which is nothing but what you had: vision sheet, hearing sheet, physical sheet, CBR sheet, education sheet. This is a link what we have made to the previous data. So if they are working, if in the previous year, if they are working and if it was there, then you can just select yes. And if they were using education, okay, yes. Fine. And yeah, and this impairments, what you see here in from row number 29 to 37 is nothing but what you saw, what you had in the CBR CMH. This is the same categories here, and in education you had these categories. So what we have made, we have put in one place. We have combined those things and we have put in one place. And EFGH, these columns need to be filled in by CBR, CMH and livelihood, and KLMN will be from the education partners, right? And one person should be allocated to only one category, which means if a person is having more than one impairment, then it will be under multiple disabilities. And if they require, if they want to give any comments for this multiple disabilities or any other things, they can just type it out. As I said, this will be also imported into the Navision, where everyone can see what the comment has been given. Are you clear on these two sections?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Then these are the only two sections which are the bridges, and whatever that you see below, that is from row number 44 for 45 down, any project can fill any line. There is no restriction that CBR project only should fill in, or only education or vision projects only should fill in. There is nothing like that. Any projects can fill in any line. I'll just show you for quickly the structure. It is the same structure. First we start with, what we have made is we have disaggregated the whole data into three heads. One is health, education and livelihood, and inclusion and empowerment. So now we start with health section. This is all related to health. First we are starting with the health. Here the first section would be medical services, and to ease for you as well as the partners.
Could you, before you go into before you go into the details, to really show the structure, zoom it a little small that they can see that there's the area health, education and livelihood, that they can really see the structure brightly.
See, this is the health area, and if you come down, there is education and livelihood area will start, and next will be the inclusion and empowerment.
Yes.
That's all.
And the thing is that any project, if the activities fit the questions below the work areas, but below these green lines that you see, they can fill it. It doesn't matter if you're an education project or what you've been before. The before is covered on everything that you've seen on the top, and then underneath everybody can fill any cell if it fits.
Just to give you a simple example, earlier you had low vision devices under vision sheet, under CBR sheet, and as well as in education sheet. Now there is only one line for low vision devices. Here you can just say if they have provided 1000 as a low vision devices, how many were for men, how many for women, how many for boys, how many for girls. That's all. They need not worry whether to fill in CBR worksheet earlier, whether to fill in vision sheet or vision. No confusion. Low vision sheets, what the total dispense, just put how many for men, how many for men, how many for boys, how many for girls. It's just to give a simple example.
That simplifies it.
Okay. So now we start with the health work area. The first section would be medical services. Here the partner needs to fill in 8 columns, and the first 4 columns will be number of persons. The next 4 columns will be there of persons with disabilities. For example, in the vision eye health, if you just click on this yellow cell, it says men screened, examined, treated once or more during at your project or program, each person to be counted only once. It is something like similar to what we had in the previous years. For example, if you just put it as 1000 men and 5000 women, okay, it takes, and out of this 1000, how many were treated with vitamin A? Say okay, 300. And next line, out of this 1000, how many are from screening? We say 600. Okay, and by mistake, instead of putting 600, if the partner adds another 0, you can just see a red cell on the top which pops up saying that there is a correction required. So what this means, this row 46 row number, whatever number you put in on row number, it is just a thereof codes. These 2 are the thereof codes for the main, this number 1000. So it should be 600, then it goes off. So this number should be at least the same number of any of these 2 numbers, or it should be greater than these 2 numbers. You got the point?
Yeah.
Out of this out of this 1000, how many are persons with disability? Say maybe 100. It stays. But instead of 100, if you just put 1000, 10,000, then you see a red cell here saying that this number needs correction, which means that there is a problem. This number should always be greater than this number, which means that this 1000 includes persons with disabilities. Fine?
Mm-hmm.
Or if, by example,
so that's basically how all the thereof code
how the thereof code functions in the full worksheet. Say for example, if the partner fills in just vitamin A filled in, then you see a red cell on the top saying that there should be something, have to look into this line. If it is 40 also, it will not go. It should be at least 50, then it is fine. If it is more than 50, then it's fine. One more example. It is 600 here and you do not put anything and you just put it as 1000. So there are two corrections required. There should be a number here which is 1000 or more than 1000. So then this is fine. Then this number does not include this number. So this should be at least this number, so that the red cells goes. This is the concept of thereof codes, and this is made just to ease the partners when they are filling in, to just cross check the numbers when they are doing, and also to know that the regional office and country office, it will be easy for them if there is any red cell, is sure that there is something wrong in it. Just to make ease, and all the thereof codes, wherever you see the function is the same and the red cells popping up will be the same. Fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's pretty clear. What is new is actually the thereof persons with disabilities,
yeah.
especially for the medical services.
Yeah.
We're talking of inclusive eye health and such things, but we never really had a count on persons with disability. And we introduced this in order to see how inclusive our medical work is. So this is a new step. We have a comment also at the site, Venkatesh, where we say if you don't, because this is new and all the codes are codes that existed before and partners are not confronted with new questions really, but this one is a new one really.
Yeah.
And we said, okay, if you don't distinguish in your count persons with and without disability, leave it out and just do a comment.
Yeah.
Because we cannot demand them. I mean, they do the age disaggregation, they do gender disaggregation, but disability disaggregation is a new
concept.
question. Many projects do. It's a new concept. Yeah. Many projects do. We had comments from other regions that we had to go to meeting that they say, yeah, this is going to be no problem for our medical partners. They are doing this anyway, while others probably not. So, but we thought we have to go this direction also with the new SDGs from the UN recently published. It's going this way that we will have a disaggregation of disability in all the INGO work. So this is a first step that CBM is taking in this direction. And I hope it's going to be well received. We will see how many partners already do this, just hadn't a chance to report on it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Karen. So we next go to the next section. This is operations and surgeries. So here, so here the operation surgeries, here in this whole section you will be counting the number of surgical procedures and not the number of persons. So each subhead, in the each subsection, it clearly says what to be counted in that subsection. In this subsection from 60 to 80 till 81, it will be the number of surgeries. For example, if the project has done 1000 cataract surgeries, just put in how many for men, women, boys and girls. This whole section, it will be the same. It will be the number of operations and not number of persons like previous years. Fine. Next, it would be the next section would be the training.
And it's also yeah.
Yeah.
Venkatesh, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Can you go back to the surgeries?
Yeah.
Also, in the yellow cells, if you, okay. Click on the yellow cells, you will see the example.
Yeah.
It's also like if a person has an eye surgery and the person has an eye surgery on each eye, it's 2 that you enter here. It's been counted like 2 men. Yeah. Yes. It's the number of surgeries. That's how it works. And especially for the trachoma surgeries, which are done by non-NTD projects, you can see this on the top. You have number of persons, and then here in this section you have the number of surgeries, of trachoma surgeries, because trachoma is a special topic, especially also for the member associations. We have persons of the surgeries, trachoma surgeries, and then we also have the surgeries themselves. So this is the difference, and you can always find the examples in the yellow cells.
Yeah.
So what it means is that the surgeries could be more than the people.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
it's per eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is just surgical procedures. We are not counting eyes, or we are not counting persons. It is just surgical procedure. If it is operation done, count it as one. That's all.
Yeah. If a person has an operation on the arm and then on the leg because he kind of fell down or whatever, and unfortunately needs to have his whole body repaired, whatever. So you will count the arm, you will count the leg, you will count the foot, whatever the surgeries. The surgeries that have been performed.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine. So the next section. The next section would be training health. Here you will be counting number of participants. As like in the same previous year's forms, in 2014 also you had this one number where where the partners were counting the number of participants, and the same thing is continued in this worksheet. For example, if they had conducted two workshops, here the training includes the workshops as it is put it here, number of participants in training courses or workshops. If they had two trainings or workshops, they can just add up how many men, how many women, how many boys, and how many girls. But this special disaggregation for doctors, nurses, and therapists, this special disaggregation for high specialists, these are requested by MAs, and unfortunately we could not shorten than this one. They have to report this disaggregation for doctors, nurses, and therapists. But for others, technicians and others, they were okay with the total number. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Fine. The only thing is here, what I would like to highlight is, for example, there are two eyes trained, and here two, and if you come down, it will be 4. Okay, in 108. Out of this 4, how many thereof total number of participants graduating from professional trainings receiving a certification? If you just click on the cell, it explains. Men graduating from any professional or technical training, long term, more than 3 months with certification. For example, a doctor sponsored for a medical course, that they have to enter how many of these 4. If they say okay, 2 were granted for this medical course, so they have to enter this as 2. This is a special request by one of the MA just to know the support for the certification courses which with the doctors or specialists which they give for a long-term courses. But if you just click without putting anything on, if it is 0 on the top, and if we put only 2 here, then you will see a red, so that this numbers needs a correction. Fine. And what you can do, you can even give your comments here. If you want to give any comments, the projects can give the comments, so that this also gets imported into nav. So next section would be assistive devices.
Yes, like if for the technician.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, if the partner, like you have technicians and they want to give more detail, they can.
They can give it. They want to. Okay. Next section would be assistive. Next section would be assistive devices. Here you would be counting number of assistive devices in this section, and the partner has to fill in 4. For example, low vision devices, as I said, how many low vision devices for men, for women, for boys, for girls. And don't worry whether it is the same person or it is a different person. No worries, just count only the assistive devices. If it is low vision devices, how many how many of the total are gone for men, women, boys and girls. Full stop. Yeah. Okay. Next is therapy and rehabilitation. Here you count the number of interventions in this section. For example, if a project is having say 100 therapies or 100 physiotherapy sessions in a year, they can just put it how many are for men, how many for women, how many for boys, how many for girls. That is out of 90, or how many for girls. So that's enough. Earlier, this is the small change here. This therapy and this rehabilitation, in the earlier till 2014 we were counting persons, but we were advised by the advisors saying that we require number of interventions and not number of persons. It is the workload that we need to see what the projects are having in this area and not the number of persons. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Next is the referral and facilitation. One line is for referral and one is for facilitation. Referral is, as you can see, number of persons who are advised or directed to make use of an external service, but no personal assistance given. This is important. No personal assistance. They were just directed, go here, get the operation done. Just direction given is counted under referral, but under facilitation, the project ensures that the person gets the and it will be with the person until the service is received by that person. That is the facility. That is the difference between referral and facilitation. It is mainly because of CBR projects who do all the back-end work, but the cataract surgery is done in a hospital. They were not able to report that work till 2013. In 2014, we added these two lines, but we wanted to maintain the same line in the new form also. So we have given two lines. One is for referral and one is for facilitation. Fine?
Yes.
All clear.
Okay. Next, we go to the next work area, that is education and livelihood. I just zoom in so that you can see clearly. Here in this work area, starts with education. Here we fill in persons with disabilities. One is how many are under integrated inclusive, how many are in special classes. Just when it is only persons with disabilities. Next, how many of these are in preschool, primary, secondary and non-formal. Next, how many of these secondary, how many of these how many of these persons from the secondary are graduated. Fine. Next, these two, number of persons with disabilities who receive school-based support and with disabilities receive home-based. These two lines we have taken from CBR. So this is related to education. Okay. Fine. Next, the next section would be the training teachers. The same concept what we had on the top for training under health applies here also. Here also you are counting number of participants, and there are participants with disabilities, regular teachers, specialist teachers and caregivers. The same concept. First you enter number of participants. How many? There are 10 men. Out of the 10 men, there are 2 who are disabilities. Okay. Next, the section would be livelihood. In this section, we will be counting number of persons, and there are persons with disabilities. And this is a section given by the advisors. And Karen, please, if you want to explain a little bit on this long-term and inclusive mainstream.
Yeah, well,
if you go to the cell,
Yes. Yeah. The wording is a bit different as before because it's been reduced. So the first one is number of persons receiving vocational professional training long term. And then you have the thereof trained in inclusive mainstream settings. This means, like, the first one would be the total, basically either trained with a CBM partner or maybe in a government school or whatever. And the second one, thereof trained in inclusive mainstream settings, is not by a CBM partner. That's really like the government or a regular vocational school or training institution where the persons with disability can also have their vocational training. And that's a bit different from what we had before. And the advisors really want to see, okay, how many people, persons with disability, are being trained, and within this number, who is really in a normal mainstream setting. And then
this is for long term.
They have the yeah, that's for long term, and that's for short term, like more like a skills training, business training, so that people can have their own little shop or some skills that they can start something on their own. And what's also I wasn't really aware of before talking to the advisors, you have number of persons and thereof persons with disabilities. Of course, this is not to in the mainstream setting to put like there's 30 people in the course. It's sometimes the case that a family member is being trained. You have a family and you have a person with disability, and in order to maintain the family of the person with disability, a family member without a disability is being trained to set up his business or so, that the family can have a sustainable income of some sort. So this is the number of persons. That's an example for what you'd fill here. But I think to most projects this concept was clear. For me it was a bit new. And I just wanted to give an example.
Yeah?
That's clear,
yes.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Next we are going to the next section, inclusion and empowerment. Okay, it starts with the staff, where the first line would be number of staff employed at your project or program regardless of CBM support. It was the same thing what they had in the staff and training, there where they would fill in the male female total and thereof supported. Here it is in rows. The first will be number of staff employed at your project or program. Say there are 25 men and 10 women, and out of this 25 there are 3 working in higher management. And the next line would be out of this 25, how many are fully or partially supported by CBM. Okay, it was the same concept, like how many of this 25 are persons with disabilities, and how many of this working in higher management are persons with maybe 0, and out of this 10, how many are persons with disabilities. Fine. Okay. Next it would be child safeguarding and protection, DIDRR. It will be number of participants and thereof participants with disabilities will be counted. Next it would be empowerment. It will be the same, number of participants and thereof participants with disabilities. Here when it comes to members in empowerment, it will child to child peer group, you count the members and thereof members with disabilities. And here in the last one, do you project engage in advocacy activities to influence? If you just click on it, it says that only select yes from the scroll down menu if your project engages in constant and structured activities effort, unless leave it blank. If they are doing only one time activity or just only one small work, then need not select yes. But if they are constantly working on this activity to influence the local and national policy, then just click yes. And I would also like to inform you that this is for the projects, and if the regional offices and the country coordination officers wants to report anything in this form which is relevant activity, then they can surely go ahead and use this form and report their activities. But they should ensure that this is not double reported by the projects also. For example, if you are conducting a training on say child safeguarding, if your regional office in under the second page, you should not fill in how many participants, and the participants were from the partners, and they also fill in that they had. So there will be a double count. So that you should ensure that that double count is not there. And if the partners are not reporting, and if you want to report anything that is relevant to you, especially inclusion and empowerment, you can please go ahead and send me, so that it is documented or it is uploaded in for your further references. This is related to this statistics form. If you have any, then we'll go to the entity form. If you have any questions on this form, you can just ask me. If you're clear, we'll go to the entity form.
No, I think we're fine.
Okay.
I just want to I just want to comment, like, you've seen that the form is simplified, and especially also the empowerment part is rather short. But the thing is that we thought, okay, we only take those questions which really might serve from the old form, and then 16 we are going to have a quarterly system. And then we also want the next step would be that we start to try to integrate the statistic into the project monitoring and combine it with the project progress report. So that's why the statistic form, and especially the empowerment part, is rather short, because it's easier then to join the statistic questions and indicators in the log frames of the projects. So that's the aim, and that's a bit the background of having especially this part very short.
So this form will become the quarterly stats form.
Yeah, from the next year, we'll make the provision for quarterly reporting. We'll make a provision. For example, I'll just show you the column on the top. If you can, we have made a provision for a quarter here, so that we just save it. So this will be a provision for quarter, but the form almost will be the same. We might say a few wordings or something if it is required, which needs to be adjusted to the quarterly wordings. Only those things, but 90% of the form, or 95% of the form, the structure, everything remains the same.
Okay.
So now if you download, you won't see the quarter row. It is hidden, and the people can't even unhide this one. So we have made provisions.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure they can't unhide? They do wonderful things. They do wonderful things.
I know. That's why we have unhidden. We have also said, see, for example, if you see here, we have clearly said yellow cells. Enter only integers or whole numbers without decimal point. Don't enter numbers by linking Excels. We have done.
Just read that.
We have done our best.
That's what we say. Yeah.
I have the experience.
That's what we say in the budget applications as well, and it doesn't help.
Yeah, I have the experience where the partner just copies and pastes to a different Excel form and uses its own innovation, and so we have requested not to do that.
They will just do this whole thing over on their Excel sheet, and then they'll do whatever they want to do. They become very, very innovative, I can tell you.
Okay. Next we go to.
We have also a short written short instructions, only like few pages, with some screenshots, and we're saying this over and over again. Please don't do it. So hopefully, I hope they listen, and I hope they understand the structure. That's also something that you will get together with a rollout letter or accompanying letter. You get the short instructions for the partner, a brief letter for the partner, and this form. So that's what you get. And then we hope the partner.
We hope. We can only hope and pray.
We can only hope. There's always. They are so creative. They are.
We see.
Okay. Next we go to the entity form. if you see, it is the same structure what we maintained in the earlier form, just the name we have changed it. The same project number will be pre-filled. Here also the same things. If they are working in different districts, they can use 01, 02 for reporting in each district wise, and they send all the data. Here the first section would be here, the first line, GST 9000, it is count of number of persons, and there are persons with disabilities. This person undergo TT surgery, and here number of surgeries. First we'll say, okay, 10 men, and for 10 men there were 15 surgeries.
Yeah.
Fine. First line we count number of persons, second line we count number of surgeries. Next line would be, there is always, in this also we have made sure that every yellow cell you go, it pops up a background information so that they can read what to fill in with an example. Fine.
You must maybe just tell them they please read every time before you fill in the yellow.
No, we had experience saying that, okay, even if we are preparing a very good guideline which we prepared, many of the projects were not reading those guidelines. That's the problem. So that make sure that if they want to fill in here, what to fill in, instead of going back to the form, they can just read the popping up message and place it wherever they want, so that it is easy for them, and also for the regional office and the country coordination while checking, instead of they going back to the form, they can just see whether it matches.
Yeah. And they cannot delete the box. They can only move it.
Definitely. That's other important. They can move it wherever they want, but they cannot delete it.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
That's a good thing.
And also the same way here, they can put the comments whatever they want. This will also be uploaded in the Navision, and we can give you a report for this code, how many projects have given whatever the different comments that can be given. Fine. Next, this is a line. This is MDA. This is as it is a public health approach. In this line, you will be filling in number of persons reached or registered for MDA treatments across all entities, referring to 1 to 5. Just a moment, I'll just zoom in or a little bit. This is 1 to 5. What we are referring is nothing but here 1 trachoma, 2 onco, 3 LF, 4 STH, and 5 SCH. This is what we are referring. What do you mean by 1 to 5 here in this line? Here there may be, if they are working in a district, how many men, how many women they can fill in, and here number of persons treated through MDA only, that is Mass Drug Administration. If you just click on that, you will know. And here also we have given the explanation. MDA is Mass Drug Administration as part of. Okay, the same concept, number of persons and number of persons with disabilities. Next we come to health or promotion. It is number of participants counted. Next is training or retraining, number of persons trained for different things, and environmental changes. It is very short compared to the previous entity form, and also as I had informed you in my previous mail, that we require this entity form to be filled in by only 13 selected partners and not all the partners for 2015.
Yeah. I think we had one.
Yeah, you had only
we had one.
Yeah.
So that's all from my end. And if you have any questions, if you want to go through with your program officers, you can please go through and explain with your, or you can discuss with your country coordination officers, and please get back to us if you have any questions or clarifications. We can have one more Skype or one more short go-to meeting if you want. Anything is possible.
Okay, so I think what we will do
also, if you
we will talk to our country officers, get the contact persons there that check the stats, and then if possible, if you could make if you can maybe do an hour with them, because in our region it worked differently. We always checked it coming from the country office, so we didn't really, it was more the whole country office checked and we rechecked. So we were the ones that confirmed it in the end. But that's changed now 100%. So and we weren't sure how this process is going to work. So it would be great if you can maybe I don't know when, maybe in the next week or so.
Yeah, if you can give me the contact person's name and the email address, I can add it to the contact person's list, what we have as of now in the Excel. That is what I can do. But the decision of endorsing the data should be with the regional director and the regional office. Whether if the regional director and the regional office is okay, if the country coordination office is confirming us the data, then if you are fine with it, then we are fine with it. That is all the regional decision.
Yeah. With us, I know it will lie with the country office because they are the persons on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's just easier for them to confirm, or if there's a discrepancy, to get in contact with the project or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. We have to get them the access to the.
Yeah. Do they have access to Navision? I don't think it is required, but I'm just asking for my information whether they have the access. No. Okay.
No.
So anything related to Navision part or something like that, if I require, I would write to you, or
that's for us.
Anything related to the statistics form, I'll just copy you in so that you are also aware of it.
Yes, that would be great. All right.
Yeah, and it's no problem. We can have another go-to meeting with them. That's what we're for. And if they wish to, then we just have to agree on a date when it's okay for them, and we'll have another go-to-meeting.
Yeah, if it is required, and if they are very clear, then it's not required. Means then we are okay. But if they really require,
so let us get in contact with them, and then we'll take a collective decision, and then we'll let you know. But I'll in any case send you their contact details.
Yes, please.
So you have that on the list, and they can have access. That would be great.
Yeah.
All right.
And before we close, whether their email address ends with cbm.org?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Oh, that's good.
Because only
that's the key to
that is the key to the linking. Because if the email address is not ending with cbm.org, then it will be difficult to give the access.
No, they all on CBM email addresses. So .org. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for joining. And if there's anything you've got doubts, just contact us, ask us again, or we'll do another go-to-meeting, another Skype. We really want to make sure that everybody understands and knows how to do this. Yeah. So just feel free to contact us. That's our job.
Yeah. Okay, we will do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.